Hey, what's up guys, it's France here. Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to talk about why I decided to sell the remainder of my Bitcoin. So I had roughly 0.47 Bitcoin remaining, so almost 0.5 Bitcoins, and it's roughly $20,000. And I decided to sell that and double down on some of my favorite altcoin positions like Ethereum, Cardano, and Chainlink. So in this video specifically, I want to share with you my reasoning of why I did that. Now, before we get started, I would definitely appreciate it if you guys give me a thumbs up below. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and also hit the notification bell so you get notified when I post my next video. Also follow me on Instagram at Project Influencers. All right, let's get started. First things first, the biggest reason why I decided to do it now is because we're entering a new tax year. Right now it's January 2022. So essentially, if I were to have done this on December of 2021, that would have tax implications. Let's say I sold about $20,000 of Bitcoin, and let's say my cost basis is roughly $5,000, right? That would mean that I would have a $15,000 capital gains that I would have to pay by April of 2022. Just the fact that I sold it on January 2022, I essentially deferred my taxes until April of 2023. So essentially, I deferred my $15,000 worth of gains, assuming a $5,000 cost basis, all the way until next year. So I still have roughly 18 months remaining before I have to pay these taxes. And that's good for me because essentially, I believe that we are in a crypto bull market run. So instead of paying taxes now and having to realize some profits, I can essentially make money on my taxes by waiting to pay it until April 2023. So that's going to be reason number one, is going to be the fact we are in a new tax year, and essentially I can defer my taxes another 18 months. Okay. So reason number two is going to be altcoin dominance. Let me show you guys altcoin dominance real quick. So, in spite of this Bitcoin being so weak, the fact that it's trading so close to this 50-week moving average, and who knows, we might even break this 50-week moving average in the next few hours. Right now it's Sunday. By the time I upload this, it's going to be a few days. So if we break this 50-week moving average, there's a 50% probability that Bitcoin is going to retrace further down, maybe all the way to its support level down to $40,000. But in spite of Bitcoin being so weak, Bitcoin dominance is weakening as well. So normally, if Bitcoin is weak, altcoins are generally weaker. So you would expect Bitcoin dominance to increase all the way up to 45 or 50, as we saw back in the May crash. So whenever Bitcoin started to dump back in the May crash, as you guys can see here, Bitcoin dominance increased all the way to this 20-week moving average, all the way up to this almost 50% line. Okay, so we're not seeing that now. Like, we're seeing Bitcoin dominance decreasing in spite of Bitcoin being so weak. So in my opinion, I feel like we're starting this phase where we're slowly decoupling from Bitcoin. Bitcoin has had its amazing run. I still think that Bitcoin will reach highs of 150k, 180k potentially at the highest point. I still think Bitcoin still has a run to go, but I feel like altcoins are really going to dominate 2022 compared to Bitcoin. So that's reason number two, is going to be the decline in Bitcoin dominance. So I believe that altcoins will outperform Bitcoin. So next reason, I want to talk about my play. So I traded my Bitcoin for Ethereum, Chainlink, and Cardano. And the reason for that is, the reason why I decided to double down on my Chainlink and Cardano positions is because of my loans. So many of you that have been following me, you know that I have crypto-backed loans using Celsius Network. And as you guys can see here, using my calculator, I have this Cardano loan here where I would get a margin call at $1.05. Now, is Cardano likely to hit $1.05? Let's take a look. We're still quite a bit away from $1.05, but essentially there may be a possibility, especially if Bitcoin were to retrace down all the way down to 40k, maybe even 30k. There is a small chance that we hit this $1.05 Cardano. So because of that, I needed to manage some risk and buy more Cardano just in case I get a margin call. So there's a small chance that we see $1.05 Cardano. And, I'm definitely not banking on that. But because of that small chance, I decided to buy more Cardano just in case I have to provide more collateral for my Cardano. And same thing with Chainlink here. As you guys can see here, for Chainlink, I will get a margin call if Chainlink hits $12.75. So again, looking at this Chainlink chart, during the May of 2021 crash, Chainlink went as low as $13.50. So, just right above this margin call here of $12.75. Again, do I think that's going to happen? Very unlikely, but there's a small chance. So just the fact that that there is a small chance of that happening, I decided to buy more collateral just so I can meet this margin call if it were to happen. So with that, looking at my calculator here, this $1.05 margin call, I would need to provide 4,705 Cardano. So I needed to buy this. So essentially, I used my Bitcoin, roughly $20,000 in Bitcoin, to buy this Cardano 4,705, and the value of that now is roughly 6,447. So out of the 20 grand, I used 6,447 to buy Cardano, and to meet this Chainlink margin call, $12.75, I needed to buy 965 Chainlink to meet this margin call. So and with that, I needed 20,538. So I had some stable coins remaining as well. So I used my stable coins that I had remaining to buy this Chainlink and to buy this Cardano. Again, mostly using my Bitcoin profits. I used a little bit of stable coins to buy $2,000 worth of Ethereum. So that is going to be the next reason, guys, is reason number 3. I needed to meet my margin call. So I needed to buy Cardano and Chainlink. Now, looking at Chainlink BTC, Ethereum BTC, and Cardano BTC, let's take a look real quick. So first, let's take a look at ETH BTC. So as you guys know, Ethereum is going to be the number one beast in my portfolio. I mean, you guys can see here my analytics. Ethereum is taking out almost 50% of my portfolio. Bitcoin only 0.2%. That's pretty immaterial, right? So I am very bullish on Ethereum, and I believe that Ethereum will hit this all-time high here of 0.15. The ETH BTC ratio, I believe, can hit 0.15. So we still have roughly a 97% move to go before we hit this almighty ratio here. Again, this is probably going to happen once Ethereum 2.0 launches, which is going to be sometime in summer of 2022. So I have high conviction of that. Again, I could be wrong and we could just start retracing 50%, but I have very high conviction, especially with Ethereum 2.0 and the fact that the triple Ethereum halving theory. So essentially, Ethereum 2.0 is the equivalent of 3 Bitcoin halvings. So I have high conviction that Ethereum will outperform Bitcoin during this 2022 bull market run. Again, it's my opinion, especially with the news of rate hikes in 2022 and the tapering slowing down. A lot of people think that crypto will enter a bear market once we start tapering and once we start to raise interest rates. Again, I still believe that the Q1 and Q2 of 2022 will be a crypto bull market. Now, at the end of the year, I'm not sure. I can't really tell, but I do believe that we will enter a bull market this next few quarters here. So that is why I am all in right now in altcoins, and I'll take profits as needed. Now, looking at the next chart is going to be ADA BTC. I bought roughly 4,700 ADA. Again, I do believe that ADA will outperform Bitcoin and hit its all-time high ratios, or maybe even more. And if we were to do that, that's going to be 131% return against Bitcoin. I am more than doubling my Bitcoin position by trading my Bitcoin for Cardano. If you believe that Cardano is going to hit this ADA BTC ratio, we've already done that back in the days, and I do believe that once this bull run continues, ADA will hit this ADA BTC ratio all-time high and maybe even surpass it. So again, also good news for ADA. And finally, Chainlink, probably the one that is underperforming compared to most. Take a look at Chainlink. So Chainlink here, again, we are underperforming, but I do believe that at a minimum, we're going to hit this all-time high ratio, or maybe even more. As you guys can see, all the way since 2018, Chainlink has been outperforming Bitcoin. We have been in this long uptrend. As you guys can see here, multi-year uptrend. And the last year or so, 2021 has been a pretty bearish year for Chainlink. We've been on a downtrend for 2021. But I do anticipate that in 2022, Chainlink will start to outperform Bitcoin and will at least hit this all-time high Chainlink BTC ratio. So if we were to do that and Chainlink were to outperform, that would be a 258% return against Bitcoin. So again, the $20,000 of Bitcoin that I sold to buy Cardano, Chainlink, and Ethereum, that is because I believe that number one, we're in a bull market run, and number two, I believe that all three of these tokens have great fundamentals and can outperform Bitcoin during this bull market cycle continuation in 2022. Again, guys, if you want a copy of my calculator here, again, which tells me all my margin call risk and all these calculators of how much collateral I need in the case that I were to enter margin call. So definitely check out my Patreon link down below. I would definitely appreciate it. It does help to grow to my channel if you support me down there on my Patreon. All right, guys, so I hope you enjoyed the video. If you haven't liked the video already, give me a thumbs up below. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and also hit the notification bell so you get notified when I post my next video. Also, follow me on Project Influencers at my Instagram page. All right, happy New Year's, guys, and I'll talk to you guys later.